Do you know that when you use your credit card wrongly, that could potentially cost you lots of money? Do you also know that you can't build wealth if your credit score is bad? Please, if you have intention of investing, but you have a credit card debt, it's advisable you pay off your credit card debt first before you start investing, because the interest you're paying on that credit card debt, even your investment returns cannot give you that. Research shows that there is about $200 billion generated annually on credit card interest. Creditors, they make huge amounts of money when you are not using your credit card wisely. Now listen to this. In 1957, there was zero credit card in circulation. But now, there are about 1.7 billion credit cards in circulation. Everywhere you go, in the mall, to go for your shopping, you will see somebody coming to offer you a credit card. And you think they are doing you good, right? Listen, they know how much they are making from that credit card. My family was a victim of this when we newly came to Canada, because where we are coming from, there's zero knowledge about credit. We don't do credit card. What we do is cash and carry, as we fondly call it. And before we know it, boom, bad credit score. But thankfully, because of knowledge, it's been sorted out. So I'll be sharing with you guys ways you can pay off your credit card in my next video. So please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do, so you don't miss it when the video drops. If you're new to my channel, you are welcome. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you list of top credit card mistakes that almost every beginner make. I did not list them in any particular order, so please stick around to the end so you could get all the points. Now let's move to mistake number one, which is carrying a credit card balance. One thing you should always have at the back of your mind is that the money in your credit card is not your money. It is an unsecured short-term loan, meaning that if at the end of the month you don't pay back what you used, you'll be charged an interest. And this interest is about between 15 to 23%, which is really high. Now, some people, when they use money from their credit card, at the end of the month, they will decide not to pay everything. They will decide to carry some to the next month. In fact, research shows that about 42% of Canadians carry their credit card balance from month to month. And this is about 90 to 3% interest rate that people are paying comfortably, sometimes even unaware. And that is how banks makes their money. I don't know of any blue chip stock that can give you this amount, this percentage of interest yearly. Now just imagine having 2 to 3 credit card debts. Please don't go down that route. All you have to know is pay in full. Don't carry your credit card balance from month to month. So this means that you don't have any business spending what you cannot pay back at the end of the month from your credit card. So you don't pay interest on that money. So moving on to mistake number two, and which is making minimum payment. If you look at your credit card statement, you will see minimum payment, which is sometimes $10, $20, $30, depending. And it's so easy to fall into this trap, because that's exactly what the credit card company wants you to be doing, because that's how they make their money. See, if you don't pay in full, if you make minimum payments only and you don't pay in full, the balance will be charged interest. Please, I want you to look at the bottom part of your credit card statement. Please do that right now. You will see the number of years it will take you to be able to pay off your credit if you only make minimum payments. Do you see the crazy number of years? And this is because the huge interest rate piles up quickly, making it almost impossible for you to get out of that debt if you only make minimum payments. Mistake number three, which is using your credit limit. There is something called credit utilization. This means how you use your credit. Please make sure that your credit utilization is not above 35% of your credit limit. Let's say your credit limit is $5,000. Make sure not to use more than $1,750 from your credit card. I don't really know why, but because it doesn't make sense to me. But the banks and other lenders, they see you as a risk when you use above 35% of your credit limit, even if you pay it off at the end of the month. This credit utilization is one of the ways your credit score is being calculated. It means 30% of your credit score. And once your credit score is bad, you'll be made to pay much interest on almost everything, which doesn't even make sense to me too, but it is what it is. So you just have to be aware and know how to use your credit card wisely. A good example is that you can be made to pay up to 10 to 13% interest on a car loan, which ordinarily would have been like 5% if your credit score is good. Now, moving on to mistake number 4, which is getting a cash advance. This basically means taking money out of your credit card. I mean withdrawing money out of your credit card. Your credit card is not a debit card, even though you can pay it off at the end of the month. Please don't do that. The interest rate will eat you up. You can only do that maybe in a state of emergency, and it's your last resort. Other than that, please don't withdraw money out of your credit card. Now, mistake number 5 is not using your credit card. Yeah, some people, they forget to use their credit card, maybe because they have a lot of credit cards, which in my opinion, you don't need so many credit cards. So when you're not using your credit card, you will have zero utilization. This doesn't really hurt you, but the bank will not have an idea if you're responsible or not, because that's the whole idea, to know if you're responsible with money. And number 2, after a long period of not using a credit card, the bank might actually close it down. And when they do, it might affect the length of your credit history, which determines 15% of your credit score. So it's better you use little amount from the card, and pay it back at the end of the month just to keep the card running. My husband had this experience when we newly came to Canada with zero knowledge about credit card. He was even the one that asked them to close the credit card, and this affected his credit score. But thankfully, with all the knowledge we have now, we've been able to put it in excellent position. And I hope you do too, because if you don't have a good credit score here, you can achieve little or nothing, because it's a credit society. And I hope you find this video helpful, and if you do, please give it a thumbs up so that the algorithm can push this video to other people that needs to see this video. I would also like to read your comments in the comment section, maybe your experience with credit cards. Yes, thank you all so much for watching my video, and I will catch you next week.